Southern comfort running through my veins. My mama was the wind and my daddy was a train. I'm the second coming of the midnight rider. I'm a modern day old soul singer, son of a gun and guitar slinger. I spent 10 years picking on a 6-string, working the bar scene, burning it down to the ground, looking for a sound that ain't been found by no one else, sticking true to myself. So I took it up a highway, southbound interstate, counting on a big break, trading my legs for tips, learning to live like I never did. I was dead broke, like a bad joke. Got Southern comfort running through my veins. My mama was the wind and my daddy was a train. I'm the second coming of the midnight rider. I'm a modern day old soul singer, son of a gun and guitar slinger.
Welcome back. It's week 9 and we are hunting in the mountains of Virginia, trying to kill us a big old buck this week. So a lot of good hunting to come up next week. It is the best week to be in the woods. So more old deer will be on their feet during daylight hours this coming week than any other week in the year. So get out there and hunt. But first thing we're going to start off is with a success story. Since it is getting a good time of the year, we've got 3 or 4 success stories. So the first one we're going to do right now, and it is my buddy Dave. He just got back from Montana, and he killed a big old mule deer. The thing was almost 30 inches wide. So he made a good shot on it. It was so big it took 2 shots to get him down. But he had a good hunt, and he loved it. And I suggest anybody that ever gets to go on a trip, go to Montana and hunt. You see more big deer. You can kill a mule deer or a whitetail. Go out there and hunt in Montana. You will not regret it. If you want to know any information about it, just give me a call. But here's Dave's mule deer again, and good luck. Good luck hunting this week. Congratulations, Dave.
What do you think? It's nice up here today.
Yeah, it's nice.
We decided to do the weather today since we really don't have a good idea of what the weather's going to be this next week, except
Pops here's going to wing it. That's what we're going to do. So start us off. What's the first next week looking like from 2 weeks ago when you looked at it?
well, I do know that there was a storm. The weather people had talked, meteorologists had talked about a storm coming up the East Coast again. Maybe some snow in the mountains on Monday or Tuesday especially again. Maybe some rain at the house, and it's going to clear off, get colder at the end of next week. I think it'll be just a great time to get in the woods. I don't think we're going to have any snow out of this, but maybe later on in the month, around Thanksgiving or so, we may even get a little snow at the house. What do you think about that?
I'm up for that. I've seen my share of snow. It ain't fell on us up here, but it was sure pretty when we got up here. So that's what we're looking for next week. I guess good deer hunting weather, other than a little system early. But let's talk about our stand selection. Pops, if it was you hunting this week, where would you hunt? What type of stand would you hunt out of this week?
This week, well, you know the deer's going to be on the move, so to me, you need to be at a place where you can see a little better. I'm not talking about 500 yards, but you know, at least 150, couple hundred yards in several directions. That's where I would be.
So try to get some sort of crossing point.
Maybe a travel corridor, you know, ridge, if you know if you got ridges, on ridges, if you're hunting around our house, which is Piedmont, you know, still they're going to have to eat. The does are going to be where the food source is, and the bucks are going to be around the does.
Yep, I agree. Well, and also on the edge of fields is always a good place. You know, bucks always seem to rub and scrape right on the edge of fields a lot of times, and I mean, you'll find scrapes in the woods, but you know, for some reason this time of year is when he will walk out in the daylight. So I guess that's kind of the direction we're going to point at. And also this week, don't be scared to grunt. Don't be scared to use your can call, you know, your doe bleat call, and don't be scared to rattle. Now, I had a question or two about rattling this week, and by no means am I a professional. And the one thing you got to understand when it comes to rattling, it does not work. You know, you see it on regular TV, people rattling deer in, and it'll work. It does not work all the time, make that clear. They only show you a portion of when it works. They rattle probably 100 times more than that, and it doesn't work. But don't be scared to. I would not rattle first thing in the morning and late at night. I'd rattle mid-morning, lunchtime, when you get in the stand, 3, 4 o'clock, rattle then. Again, you do not want to rattle like it's an all-out brawl. You hit the horns, hit your bag together. You just do it a little bit and stop and listen. And most of these deer around here, especially the ones back home, they do not like to. They're not all-out fighters. I mean, they'll hurt and get hit hard, but a lot of them are a whole lot more timid than you realize. You know, it takes a aggressive buck to even come to a rattling sequence anyway, and he's got to be looking for a fight, and he's most time got to be a dominant buck. A lot of times it'll scare off your smaller bucks, which is fine. That's not what you're looking for this week. You know, you're looking for the 4-year-old deer this week because this is when he's going to move. So try that this week, but I still love the can and the grunt call. And in fact, I've used it up here yesterday while we were hunting, and Can just brought a 3-year-old deer right underneath our stand. He followed a doe, but then he peeled off and come right to us. We could have shot him with a bow if we wanted to, but it just wasn't big enough or old enough. So that's our thought process this week as far as our stand selection and some maybe good tips, and go from there, but see what you can do. But that's what we're looking for this week. Get close to does where you can see a long way, and hunt as much as possible. And this week there's as good a chance as any as you can get that 4-year-old deer to walk out in front of you.
Good week to kill a good deer.
All right, so that's our stand selection this week. And again, we want to get in a place where we can see the most does. Don't be scared to rattle and stuff like that. Don't be scared to call. It is the best week to be in a deer stand. And just like I said last week a little bit, this past week's been a great week as well. Had a lot more success stories. A lot more people's been able to hunt. If you hadn't been able to hunt yet, it's okay, because starting tomorrow is absolute best time of year. For the next 2 weeks, you're going to see more deer, more bucks than you ever will hunting yet this year. So get out there and hunt. So what we're going to talk about is some of our success stories. There were no failure stories this week, so got a lot of success. Starting off here is my cousin Jareth took a boy hunting, and he ended up with a great Caswell County buck. The other boy did. Him and Jareth sitting in this ground blind, opening day of muzzleloading season. The buck run out in front of him in a field following a doe. After he had done run off 2 smaller bucks, but he shot this great, ended up having 11 points, just a beautiful Caswell County buck. So here's a picture of that. Also, John, a follower of a Hunter's Guide here, and another friend of mine, his cousin ended up killing this Vance County buck before work last week. So again, a lot of big deer are dying right now, and it's great to see, great to get out there that people are shooting mature deer, and so that's what you want to see. Now, we're going to close the show today with my success story. Yes, I was a success. Now, I did not kill a big buck, but we did let some walk, and a nice 8-pointer, 3-year-old 8-pointer walk, and some smaller bucks. But on our farm in Virginia, I shot this doe. Now, the reason I shot a doe so late, for one, I wanted to bow hunt, so I wanted to shoot something with my bow. I've got an itchy trigger finger. That's one reason I shot the deer. And second is our buck to doe ratio is just awful. First night we got there, ended up seeing 10 does, no bucks. So when you got that many deer and that many does, it does not hurt to take 1 or 2, or even we're going to end up trying to take 5 off the property this year. So to end our show is my hunt, and stay with us. Up next is my hunt. And again, we'll see you next week right here at the Hunter's Guide. Thanks for watching.
my family away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far.
I've been freezing my tail off. Big old single doe come out, no buck behind her. We've got way too many does on this place. Last night we seen 10 does, no bucks. So we gotta shoot some does. It's windy. Shot this deer just so I can get out. So made a good shot on it. She's dead. I don't know how far she run. She's dead. So
Everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and sin was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. All girls were the evening treat. Empty cartridges and bloodlines, the gooders of the street. Men were shot down for the sake of fun, or just to hear the nose of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain.
Well, had a good hunt this morning. It was cold and windy. It wasn't supposed to be windy today. When we woke up, it's 40 degrees and we was expecting 20s, which I'm happy it wasn't necessarily in the 20s, but the wind was probably blowing 15-20 mile an hour and gusts higher than that. So we decided we was gonna maybe shoot a doe if we seen one, just depending on the situation. Like I said earlier, we got tons of does on this piece of property, and the doe to buck ratio is not what it needs to be. We need to shoot about 5 or 6 more does off this piece of property this year, but we'll take this first one. We like shooting with a bow because it's just funner. Now, you know, shoot them with a gun, do whatever we got to do to get the management process right, but it's fun shooting them with a bow. So we got this one. I made a good shot. She run about 100 yards, mostly downhill. I think she was running dead, but she folded up. Everything worked out really nice. But me and Pops has got a doe to clean now. He's happy about it. He's rolling his eyes. So we're going to go, and his turn to hunt this evening. He's going to shoot him a big old buck. I didn't want to shoot one of his big old bucks for him, so he's going to shoot him a big old buck this evening.